Hey everybody, it's Anita with Better Love Movement. So we are having another girlfriends discussion, and this one is a little bit of a story time. So I hope this cautionary tale will help some of you, especially some of you who feel rejected. This story is all about rejection, or what we think is rejection. But I believe that rejection is protection, or rejection is redirection. This is called a cognitive reframing. Okay. So instead of seeing that guy who you really liked, or that you had dated and you thought it was going to be something and it turned into nothing, or that guy that you had a crush on and come to find out he really liked your friend or another girl, and you get into a space where you feel rejected. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like, what's wrong with me? Why doesn't this person want me? Okay, so first of all, that's the ego. That's your ego telling you that there must be something wrong with you if this person didn't want to be with you, or didn't choose you, or didn't marry you, or didn't propose to you, or whatever the rejection was, right? That is your ego. Your higher self knows better. Your higher self knows that you are amazing. Your higher self knows that you are wonderful, that you're pretty enough, smart enough, thin enough, or whatever enough, right? Your higher self knows that. But your ego is the loudest voice you have, and it's going to say there's something wrong with me, that I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, thin enough, pretty enough, or whatever enough, right? And so you take it personally. You think that this is a rejection, but really it's not. It is your protection. So I'm going to tell you a story that happened to me, and pretty recent story. So I was in a relationship for about 4 years. There was some off and on, which I'm not proud to admit that, because that's not normally my style. But I really, really connected with this man and felt him connecting with me as well, and believed that what we had was mutual and exclusive. And it was, there was no cheating or any nonsense like that. But I really believe that we were a good fit for each other, that we both wanted the same thing, that we had needs that could be met by the other. And so the next possible step was, getting engaged, getting married, and having a wonderful life together. And so I was told throughout this relationship that, yes, that's what he wanted too, that he wanted to get married again. We've both been married before, and he was like, yeah, I want to get married again. I see myself being married again. That's something I want to do. And then after about 2 years, when I pretty much said, okay, do you see yourself getting married again? And do you see yourself marrying me? And I got the answer, I don't know. And if you know anything about me, ladies, you know that anything other than yes is no. Okay, so I don't know is no. And so I said, okay, well, I can accept that no. And I left, and that was the end of our relationship. 3 months passed. He came back around. We reconnected. We tried again, with the understanding that, look, that's what I'm here for. I'm not here for long-term exclusive girlfriend rights. I'm not here for that. I'm here to get married. I want to have a husband and be a wife and share a home and share bills and share responsibilities. That's what I'm interested in. And once again, he assured me that that was the case. And once again, another year passed. We really didn't get any closer than we did those first 2 years. And once again, I left because I was okay. I was good. If that's not what you want, that's okay, but I'm not here for anything else. And so this happened again. And it was one of those things where he could not stay away. He could not stay away. He could not move on. I clearly could not move on because I continued to allow this to happen. And that last time, I finally realized, you know what? this is my ego. Like, I continue this dance because my ego wants me to think that, I'm super special. There's something amazing about me and I'm super special. Therefore, this man is going to choose me. Like, I'm amazing. I'm wonderful. And he's going to choose me. And so keep giving him chances to choose you, because you need that to feel validated, right? You need that to feel really good. So yes, keep giving him chances to choose you. But guess what? He didn't choose me. And my ego felt some kind of way about that. Like, what? You don't want to be with me? Are you crazy? Have you seen me? Like, come on now. But at the end of the day, we spent a year apart, and he wanted to continue the cycle. He wanted to keep doing what he was doing, which is wait a few months, reach back out, try to reconnect, send texts, call. That went on pretty regularly, off and on, for about a year. I did not respond. I no longer responded to any of his calls or texts or emails. I just didn't, because I was over it. And a funny thing happened over that year. I finally realized that this so-called rejection was not a rejection at all. It was God protecting me and protecting my heart. And even greater than that, God was trying to give me what it is I said I really wanted. And I could not see that. I could not see that because clearly I was too close to it. I could not see that God was telling me, look, this is not really what you want. This is what you're going to settle for, but this is not the person or the relationship that you've always told me that you wanted. And so I'm trying to protect you from getting into something that one day you're going to wake up and say, hey, this is not what I wanted. This is not the right relationship for me. This is not the right person for me. He told me you're going to confuse chemistry or maybe even love with getting your needs met. And those are different things, right? Even if you love a person, are they meeting your needs? Are they meeting your core emotional needs? Do you feel good with them? That's the key. So what I like to tell ladies all the time is love is not enough. And we need other stuff to feel really good. We need to avoid certain things to feel really good. There's things that we shouldn't be getting because we're not going to feel good if we have them. But it was not a rejection. I can clearly see that now. It was a protection. It was God basically telling me, look, if you settle for this guy and this relationship, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to have what it is you've always told me that you want. And so I just want you to see that. And I was like, okay. And then he said, I'm going to give you a little something for your ego, because I know you. I know you need it. Your ego needs it. You need to feel good, right? So my ex reached out to me and he apologized. And he said something that I had been waiting 4 or 5 years to hear, which was, I want to apologize to you. I attempted to keep you in a relationship knowing that I was not ready to get married again. And that was selfish of me. So I apologize, Anita. And so my ego loved that. My ego loved finally hearing the words and the apology that I always wanted. But here's the difference. So yes, I believe God sends those little things just to, make our flesh feel good, make our ego feel good. But at the end of the day, I really didn't need it. Like, I really didn't need to receive that at all, because I had finally figured out this was not a rejection. This was a protection. This was God trying to protect me against what I thought I wanted, but what I really didn't need. So ladies, if you've gone through a breakup like me and you felt rejected, if a man broke up with you, God forbid, or he left you, or he cheated on you, or he went to some other woman after you, you're feeling rejected. You're feeling like, man, what's wrong with me? Like, what's wrong with me? Am I not good enough, right? You're feeling all of those feelings. But I want you to take your focus off of that. And I want you to really dive deep into, is this what I really want? Is this what I really need? Is this what would make me really happy? I think if you took some time and just stopped and just activated that prefrontal cortex, that part of your brain that's not like out of it because you're in love or you think you're in love or you have chemistry or whatever connection or whatever you think you have, like just do a logical analysis of this guy and this relationship you were in. And really ask yourself, would I be happy with this person and in this relationship? If nothing changed, that was what I had to ask myself. Because the truth is, I thought, okay, this guy is a great guy, but I want him to change this. And the truth was that probably wasn't going to happen. Nothing was going to change. And once I figured that out, I was like, this is not the relationship for me. I would not be happy with this person. There's lots of things about them that just didn't meet my core emotional needs. And so here recently, he has reached out again and we have spoken. We have not had face-to-face contact, but we have spoken to each other. And I, ran my own little litmus test because I wanted to see if this person had changed, if he had grown, if he had evolved, if anything was different. And he hadn't. Nothing about him had changed. He still didn't listen. He was still very selfish. And really, it was all about him getting his needs met. It was all about him wanting me and desiring me because that's what he wanted. It wasn't about giving me what I needed or what I wanted. So that's my cautionary tale. I really want you to activate that prefrontal cortex in your brain and do a true analysis, a logical, reasonable, rational analysis of this person and this relationship, this recent breakup that you've had, or this guy that you're with that, you feel like he's not choosing you, like he's not stepping up and claiming you. And I want you to ask yourself, is this really about you or is it about him? Is it about him not being able to claim you, not being able to hold space for you in a real way, not being able to meet your needs? Like, that's really what I want you to think about. So I want to assure you that 9 times out of 10, unless you were just a horrifically horrible, awful person, and be honest with yourself. I mean, if you did something horrific and horrible and awful, okay, maybe it was justified. But for most of you ladies out there, that's not the case. A man is not stepping up or not claiming you or not proposing or not committing or being exclusive, whatever that is. He's not doing that because of something within him, something that either he's not ready for or you are not the person that he wants to do that with. That doesn't make you bad or wrong or not enough. That just makes you not his person. And if you could use that logical part of your brain, you may figure out he's not your person either. That's what I figured out. This is not my person. And there's all types of factors that color this, right? When we're lonely, when we're bored, when our clock is ticking, we're ready to be in a relationship, we're ready to be settled down, we're ready to have kids, we're ready to stop answering the holiday question, why aren't you married? Why don't you have kids? Where's your man? We do a lot of things based on all this outside stuff. And so be gentle with yourself. Take your time and really focus on not only getting what you want, but what you really need and avoiding what you don't want. Remember, that's the most important thing. We want to avoid all the things that we wrote down that we said we didn't want. That's going to hold you accountable. Is if you look at that don't want list, and I remember looking at mine, and I pulled it out recently, and I just was reminded of all the things that this guy had that I didn't want. And so now I'm in a good place. Like, I'm in a good, healthy space. I can finally feel good about truly letting go. I can finally let other people in, people who are a better match for me or a better fit for me, or who can meet the needs that I have in a healthy relationship. So yes, I hope that this tale was helpful. And I want to reassure you that rejection is protection. Rejection is redirection to what is really for you, the right person, the right relationship. I want you to believe that. Right now, if you're going through a breakup, or if you're feeling rejected and your thoughts are going crazy, you're not feeling good enough, your self-esteem is low, your confidence is low, your brain has basically been hijacked and it's telling you a bunch of lies, it's hard for you to see that. But I want you to take time to sit down, use that logical part of your mind, and really write out all the ways that you and this guy were not a good fit. All the things that happened, all the things that were said or done. And then you'll know that this breakup, this you leaving him or him leaving you, it is for your protection. It's so that the best person out there can now be with you. The best person out there can now find you. But be gentle with yourself. Take all the time you need to heal and grow and evolve and come to terms with this. Come to terms with, this is not about you. This is not about you not being good enough. You are more than good enough, just like me. But you are not for that person, and that person is probably not for you. So I hope this was helpful. And as always, stay open to love.